The balance sheet is one of the three primary financial statements used to evaluate a company's financial health. It provides a snapshot of a company's financial position at a specific point in time by showing its assets, liabilities, and equity. In this video, we will discuss the importance of the balance sheet, its components, and how it is used by investors, creditors, and other stakeholders. The balance sheet is important for several reasons. Firstly, it provides an overview of a company's assets and liabilities, which are used to calculate key financial ratios such as the debt-to-equity ratio and the current ratio. These ratios provide insight into a company's liquidity and ability to meet its financial obligations. Secondly, the balance sheet is used by investors and creditors to evaluate a company's financial health and growth potential. Finally, the balance sheet is used to track changes in a company's financial position over time. Components of the balance sheet. The balance sheet is divided into three parts: assets, liabilities, and equity. Assets represent the resources owned by the company, while liabilities represent the company's obligations to creditors. Equity represents the residual interest in the company's assets after deducting its liabilities. Assets are resources owned by the company that have economic value and can be used to generate revenue. Assets are divided into two categories: current assets and non-current assets. Current assets are assets that are expected to be converted to cash within 1 year or one operating cycle, whichever is longer. Examples of current assets include cash, accounts receivable, and inventory. Non-current assets are assets that are expected to provide economic benefits for more than 1 year, such as property, plant, and equipment. Liabilities are the company's obligations to creditors that arise from past transactions and require future payment or performance. Like assets, liabilities are divided into two categories: current liabilities and non-current liabilities. Current liabilities are liabilities that are expected to be settled within 1 year or one operating cycle, whichever is longer. Examples of current liabilities include accounts payable, short-term loans, and accrued expenses. Non-current liabilities are liabilities that are not expected to be settled within 1 year, such as long-term loans and bonds. Equity represents the residual interest in the company's assets after deducting its liabilities. It includes common stock, preferred stock, and retained earnings. Common stock represents the amount invested by shareholders in exchange for ownership in the company. Preferred stock is a type of stock that has priority over common stock in terms of dividends and liquidation. Retained earnings represent the accumulated profits or losses of the company that have not been distributed to shareholders. The balance sheet is used by investors, creditors, and other stakeholders to evaluate a company's financial health and growth potential. Investors use the balance sheet to evaluate a company's financial position and liquidity. They also use the balance sheet to calculate key financial ratios, such as the debt-to-equity ratio and the current ratio, which provide insight into a company's financial performance. Creditors use the balance sheet to evaluate a company's ability to meet its financial obligations. They also use the balance sheet to calculate key financial ratios, such as the interest coverage ratio and the debt-to-equity ratio, which provide insight into a company's ability to pay its debts. The balance sheet is an essential tool for evaluating a company's financial health and position. It provides a snapshot of a company's assets, liabilities, and equity at a specific point in time, and is used by investors, creditors, and other stakeholders to make informed decisions about investing, lending, and other financial activities. By understanding the components of the balance sheet and its importance, investors and creditors can make informed decisions about the financial health of a company.